Remote control connected. Connected.
Okay, here we go. Live on Sunday. Kind of my main thing to do. We're talking about lawn care. We're talking about things in your yard, fertilizing, yard stuff. We talk about real stuff like facts. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my monitor here. Just there's a lot of glare on everything. So, you know, when we talk about doing lawn care and, you know, everything like that, I like to talk about a lot of different things. I like to talk about fertilizer. I just picked me up a bag of urea yesterday. I've been going through urea like crazy. I'm doing 5-6 yards now, my own, and 5 others. So I'm going through a lot of urea because I have some new yards. That's the thing we're going to talk about, renovations. I've been talking about the parks renovation for a long time, and I have a video kind of dialed in for it today. I have some mow video. Maybe I linked it, maybe I didn't. I don't even know anymore. I link so many different things on here. I don't see it, but I can put it on. But I have the renovation. I've been talking about the renovation, and I've been talking about composting and getting your yard together. I like to talk about weed control, and I like to most importantly talk about responsible lawn care practices. You know, that's one of my big things. Let me get my drink while I'm talking here. It's one of my biggest things about doing these lives is I'm just trying to help people understand what's important about responsible lawn care practices. You know, when I first got into this yard stuff, I learned after about 6 months of doing it, because things started clicking in my head about, why do I have to add all this stuff? I've been taking care of lawns a long time. Is this really necessary? Is this really? And what it came down to was, I started going like, how do I even know what I'm applying? What's doing, the different things? What's making my lawn look good? What's making my lawn look green? What are all the different things that I'm putting on it actually doing? And, a lot of people talk about, doing things and putting things in your yard. Look, I have a whole bunch of cameras going today. This was the one thing I like about doing the live is getting everything dialed in. I have the desk set up again today because, I watched my video from last week on the sprinklers and all that kind of stuff. And I noticed that I didn't quite show clarity on some things. So I'm gonna just, in trying to fix that and show a little bit more detail. Also, I wanted to put together a short video based on that, or just some video content. I always say I'm gonna do that, but I never end up doing it because I just don't have time. Last week was really busy at work, and I'm sure this week's gonna be busy too. It just seems like things are getting busier and busier, but that's why I do the lives. It's not a beer. I know. I do the lives because I just don't have time. I like my Sundays. I like doing what I can do. I did a little video editing this morning. I like getting up and doing that because I miss doing that. I don't get to get in detail like I like to for the videos. But then, I set up and I did a live on my other channel this morning, and then that halfway set me up for this live. Look, there's a shot of my backyard. So I got my camera mobile today. Let's see, I think it's that camera. So I have that camera mobile so I can actually go in the backyard and hopefully stay connected with a mic. I changed my mic setup around a little bit, and I'm not a technical guy, but I love all this technical stuff and I love all this setup. And I forget about some things that have to be set up and other things that have to be set up, and settings and things like that. Is my head really being cut off here? What's going on? I apologize. Not that it really is that big of a deal, but let me just fix this. I'll move that camera up a little bit. And I like, talking about and learning about a bunch of other things too. There's that camera. Look, there's a shot of the putting green right there. Oh, I like that. So anyways, I got all these things set up. I have videos set up. I have one video that I know is linked in my program, but I don't think I linked it on my tablet over here, so whatever. And then I also have, so I did something purposefully because, we talk about iron, and we talk about the application of iron. And I always talk about, if you put too much iron down, it will literally turn your lawn black. Well, I had something happen on my last iron application that I wasn't planning for. I didn't even think about it, but something happened, and I have the video, or I have the pictures to show it. I don't have a video on it because, applying nitrogen is just like applying anything, or I'm sorry, iron. It's just like anything. What I did was I was wanting to get iron on my lawn really bad after that composting, because I want to just encourage growth. Our high temperatures out here in summertime are like 80. Like next week it's supposed to be 80 to 83. I think that's perfect for me. I'm going to keep the grass cool. I'm going to syringe it. I'm going to water 4 times a day for about 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm just going to keep the ground cool. And I'm going to just kind of try to help that nitrogen for growth, and try to keep that nitrogen from volatilizing and evaporating. So that's my plan for this week. But so in that spray, I mixed I want to say I put a half pound of nitrogen. I think I put a half pound of nitrogen or something like that. About a half, I have a 4-gallon sprayer, so I put a half pound of nitrogen, and I put 8 ounces per 1,000 of iron, and that's a lot. Normally I do 6 or less than 6. 6 is about the right number. But what I did is I mixed 4 gallons, and 4 gallons is basically 4,000 square feet. Well, I really only have about 3,300 square feet total. It depends on if I'm spraying the green or not. And I sprayed the green and everything because that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the sample. I wanted to over apply it, and I wanted to show the effects of over applying. Because you know what? I don't care if I ruin my lawn. I like doing things, I like testing things, but I know iron's not going to ruin my lawn. So I wanted to apply that in a really thick form. So I have pictures of that. We're going to talk about that. So I got a lot of things that I want to talk about. So I don't know. Let's just get into something here. Let's get into this iron thing. Let's just get that out of the way because I know I have to click on something here to get that to go. I know I added it right here. Okay. So just to preface this, when I applied my iron, I wanted to do it at night and let it kind of soak overnight. But it had been really warm, and I didn't have time, and I wanted to get it down. I got home really late from work. I had a bunch of things going on. I got the park yard I'm taking care of, and man, by 8:30, I was just beat, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it in the morning. So I decided to spray in the morning, which is normal because if I spray in the morning at 6 or 5:30, whatever. I was actually 5:30 when I sprayed. If I spray at 5:30, I will, get a good, 4.5 hours for it to soak in, and then my water will come on at 10, and it will water it in. I thought that was like perfect. It's the perfect time to do a application. So I got up, got ready and came out. I mixed up, the mix like I wanted to. And I went out and sprayed, and I didn't think about the dew on the grass. So let's just get into the picture here. Yeah, this is actually what happened. So when this didn't happen in the backyard because the backyard, I applied everything kind of normal. And so this here, I applied the leftover. I applied the leftover. Hold on a second here. I'm going to add something just because. I screwed up. So yeah, so this is what happened. I was already planning on spraying it thick. And if you look at this picture, let's see, right up over here, if I can point. That's the house side of my putting green. And so what happened is I started spraying, and I had leftover. And when I had the leftover, I came from the back to the front, and I sprayed just willy-nilly, just started spraying the yard and just trying to get rid of it. Just, not directly spraying it, just, kind of fan spraying it out. And what happened was the areas where I walked, I had, what would you say, washed off the iron. I left footprints. I have footprints all over my yard from walking in it after I had applied the iron, gone to the backyard, applied it in the backyard, then came in the front and then walked and just sprayed the last half gallon that I had or whatever. And I just willy-nilly kind of sprayed it. And you could see, especially in the close-up picture there by the putting green, those are footprints. And look at how dark, almost black the grass is. And you know what? To tell you the truth, what I did was I had drove home from work and I was looking at the grass, and I was like, what the heck? I got footprints in my grass. What's going on? It was the weirdest. I was like, what happened? And that was when I noticed it was when I got home from work. And so I ate dinner, I mixed up some iron, and I oversprayed those footsteps with extra iron. And I mixed up another 8 ounces in a gallon, and I just sprayed the footsteps with iron. And then I watered it in just before I went to bed. I watered it, and I woke up the next morning. It was still kind of a little light, and then I got home from work the next night, and it was gone. And it's actually gone now. You can see in these, let me see, I don't know which camera. It's not that one. This one. No, it's the backyard. This one. Okay, so let me move this one over. I'll get this one on the shot. So this is the area right here that you were looking at with the footsteps. Let me walk back over here and see let me see how well that came in. Yeah, so on the right side, that's the area that you were looking at that had all the footsteps and the black and everything like that. So this was, I want to say it was Wednesday when I did it, because it was Tuesday night when I wanted to apply it. I think it was Wednesday. So here it is, it's Sunday, and it's been gone for 2 or 3 days. So that's the thing about iron. So when people talk about applying Neighbor's Envy and any other product with iron in it, if it's got iron in it, if you apply that strong, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, I'm going to put a little extra in. All they're doing is putting in extra iron, which is going to make your yard that much more green. Let's see here. So this one here, this shot here, it doesn't really show the depth of the green because the sun's beating down on it. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the sun's beating down on it, and I don't have the camera set for the high exposure it's getting right now. I need to lower the exposure a little bit to get it to show what it actually looks like. You see, even in this shot here, looking back the other way, I don't think that it really gives you the view that shows, how green it is. The greenest part, because I think I really hit it hard, was this, let me see, this camera, yeah. So you see this in front of the green here? This shot here kind of more shows how deep the green is, okay? Because in front of the green is Kentucky bluegrass. Along the right edge side of the green, that's just more bent grass. It's just not cut low. It's just bent grass. It's what I want to remove. But so on the right of the green is bent grass. And then of course you have the green, which is bent grass. Bent grass never gets dark green, but that's actually looking pretty dark green right now. And there's a drone shot right there. So you can kind of see, what the green's looking like. I mowed it yesterday, I didn't mow it today. So anyways, so that was my iron application. So, great. That's what happened. So don't be fooled by people telling you about their super dark green grass and everything like that. Some people apply a lot of iron, and sometimes they don't say they're applying iron, they just apply it. Other people every now and then will say, oh, every 2 weeks I add, nitrogen and a shot of whatever. You want to get your grass green, add iron, and keep adding iron, and keep adding iron. Your grass is not going to suffer from an iron toxicity. So you can add a lot of iron. just be careful, because you can add so much iron it turns your grass black. And that was the one thing that I was trying to show there in the picture. Oh great, my thing overheated because it's sitting in the sun. So I can't switch from there anymore. So yeah, so it's a good thing I have everything out here. So I'll move to the renovation, because I've talked about it for a long time and I think it turned out really, really good. And then I'll kind of talk about it. You know, yard renovations, you know, I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, these are steps you got to do. This is what you have to do. You have to do this, you have to do that. And for me, I just do basic stuff. So this is a 6,000 square foot yard that I did the renovation on. And I'm just going to kind of talk through it here. So this is the Parks yard when I started. This was actually the day that I applied the moss out and the glyphosate. And what I did was I did a whole kill off. I killed everything off. I killed the all the grass, all the weeds, and all the moss. Look there, there's a good shot of the moss, you know, after I'd sprayed it. This is right after I sprayed it too, by the way. So then what I did was, this is me and Jason dethatching. And because I use my Sun Joe, I can only work for 2 hours a day with my Sun Joe. So we dethatched, and we used my lawnmower to suck up all the you know, the debris. And then this is verticutting. This is using the vertical blades, aeration blades on my Sun Joe. And after we totally dethatched the whole yard, 6,000 square feet, we came back and we dethatched it. Now this took 3 weekends. I believe I started, God, I can't even remember now. I started in April, and I didn't seed until, so here it is after. This is when Jason was spreading the dirt. What happened was I was gonna rent a soil spreader, and I was gonna spread it all out and all that kind of stuff. But I offered Jason, since I had the dirt delivered on like a Tuesday, I said, hey man, you wanna spread this dirt out? This is 30 yards of dirt. This is 2 dump truck loads. And I asked him if he wanted to spread it, and of course I paid him for it. And he said, oh yeah. So he spread it over 4 days, 3 days. He was spreading that dirt, and he did a really good job. And he got all the topsoil spread out, so we can do some leveling and all that. So Saturday, this is May 2nd. So this is like a month into the project from the time we sprayed it and killed the moss, glyphosated the weeds and everything. And this is us doing the final spreading of the topsoil that we had. And what we're doing here is that front yard area there had a really low spot. And so we added extra soil into that area to kind of keep it from ponding, because this house is on a hill, and I don't know if you can tell by the video, but the house is on a hill, and it you know, everything I believe in the wintertime just kind of drained and formed this pond right there in the middle of their yard. So we concentrated with the last bit of dirt. You know, I told Jason purposely to leave, you know, a little bit of dirt left so we can make sure that we get that, you know, filled in as good as possible. So we're spreading it, and this is how I level everything. I use the 4x4 drag. It's 2 4x4s strapped together, and we basically just use that to kind of get an eyeball on the level. And then this was the key part right here. We rolled it, but not only did we roll it, okay, we sprayed it with water to compact it a little bit more, so that it would be a little bit firmer. So hopefully it wouldn't settle too much, you know, because these rollers are only about 250 pounds. So as we're rolling it here, somewhere in this video, it's, yeah, there should be Jason right there. Yeah, see Jason there, he's spraying the soil as we're rolling it. Me and Justin are rolling it. And once we got it all rolled and got everything, you know, leveled and stuff like that, we added the topsoil, the soil amendment. So this is us just dumping I don't know, I calculated it out, and it actually was perfect, which also brings me to my app and my soil calculator. You know, that thing works perfectly for this kind of job. We had exactly the amount of everything that we needed. I didn't have anything extra. The soil spread perfectly. Everything that I did in calculating out this project worked really great. I didn't have a bunch of leftover, and we got exactly the amount that we wanted to get down. So after we spread the soil amendment, and we just spread the bags by hand, you saw there, we, you know, leveled it in, you know, raked it in, and then we came back and we rolled it. And once we rolled it, we dragged it with a leaf rake to kind of loosen the soil up a little bit, to kind of create that, you know, bed for the seeds to fall in. And then we laid the seeds. Let's see here, I can't tell what's going on there. Yeah, so we laid the seeds and we rolled it. And then this is the after we peat mossed it. Now, this was the job I was talking about, where when I started doing this job on that Saturday, May 2nd, at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we were just seeding it, and the wind just started blowing like crazy. And it started blowing all the seed and all the peat moss away and everything, and the soil, and it was just making a freaking mess. And the homeowners weren't home to turn the water on for us. So we started spraying it by hand just to try to get it down. So we stopped adding seed and we waited till the next day. So on Sunday, May 3rd was when the day we did this. And this is the final picture right here of how it turned out when we were all done with the peat moss on it, the seed down, everything rolled in. It turned out really, really nice. So I'm gonna have a time lapse here of the grow. I believe I have some pictures that is just gonna kind of go through and just kind of recap on, you know, everything that kind of we went through and did. But you can see, I didn't do any rototilling, I didn't do any aerating, I didn't do any crazy stuff, I didn't add any starter fertilizer, I didn't do any of that stuff. And, you know, my favorite lawn care guy, of course, just did his yard in a big renovation. He's never done a huge renovation before, and he's having problems with it and stuff like that. And he's just throwing sticks at it, trying to determine what's wrong and how to fix it and stuff like that. And honestly, every renovation I've done, I've had some sort of problem with, whether it's watering or the seed just, you know, in certain areas not getting enough water and not growing in that great to start, you know, but it always comes around. And that's what happened, you know, with mine, but I'm just letting it do its thing. So here's the time lapse. This is 1 month exactly. This is May 4th through June 4th. And this is the time lapse. I know it was hard to tell. Usually I have a date at the bottom. I don't know why the date didn't show on the bottom of this time lapse. I guess I had the strip off or whatever. Anyways, within 4 days, this was sprouting. Visibly, you could see it in this time lapse here. It was sprouting. So within 4 days, had sprouting, and it just grew in and it grew in. And I was trying to get it to grow to 3 inches so I can mow it. And this is the first mow. This was, oh man, I forgot the date now. It was like right around the end of that time lapse. This is the first mow. I mowed it at setting number 3, which is like 3 inches. And then this is a month later. This is 2 months in right here. These pictures of the mow I did after I had applied some nitrogen. I think it was like 2 weeks earlier I'd applied nitrogen to kind of get it a boost. And oh man, did it take off. It just took off and went crazy. I was mowing it every 2 days. I didn't really measure how much nitrogen I put down. I just dumped a whole crap load in, because it's 6,000 square feet. I just filled my spreader and I put it on setting number 6, and I just started spreading it, and I could see how it was coming out, and I was just kind of monitoring it and just kind of making sure I got good coverage. So it was probably 6, maybe 5 pounds. So it was probably 2 pounds of nitrogen I put down on the initial. I'm not really sure. Don't even quote me on that. I don't even know that it was 5. It could have been 4. It could have been 3. I don't know. I just know I put a good amount down. So this is going to play back through. But I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, this is 6,000 square feet. We after getting the topsoil all laid and leveled, we got this all done in basically a day and a half. And there was really only two of us, me and Jason, because my son Justin, he could only work till noon that day. So he was only there till noon and he had to leave. It was just me and Jason. And I don't know if you can tell by these pictures how big this yard is, but it's really big. It's a front yard, side yard, and the backyard. And we got it all done. And the outcome is great. The parks are happy. About the 4-week mark, where I went from the time lapse to the first mow, they were a little bit, hey, there's some, some light areas, some patchy areas and things like that. Are you going to put some seed down? Are you going to reseed it? And I just told him, I was like, no. I said, no, it's going to be fine. Don't worry. It's only been 4 weeks. I said, once I get some nitrogen on and I get it to start really growing and I mow it, it's all about mowing. It's growing and mowing, growing and mowing. That's the key to getting that yard to fill in and thicken up. And within 2 weeks of me putting that nitrogen down, it went from some patchy areas to 100% full on, just total thick, like an established lawn. A well-established lawn. I don't know how well you were able to tell from the pictures I had there of how good it came in, but it came in very, very good, very thick. I only have a few patchy areas to fix, and most of that is from wash away, because this is where I was talking about the sprinklers and the sprinkler setup that they had, because the sprinklers matter for coverage, and they have the gear rotators with the single stream nozzle, and it pushes seed around a lot because those things have to overlap. And that's one of the things I'm learning about with sprinklers and stuff like that. Certain sprinklers have to overlap more than others because of how they cover. There's no spray. They don't really get the area in front of the sprinkler. The sprinkler next to it has to cross cover that and cover that area. And so the bad part about that is that it sprays water in more of a stream and it pushes seed around a lot. So I have probably half a dozen spots that kind of need to be filled in. And then on top of that, one of their sprinklers broke. I just fixed it yesterday, but we're having a lot of problems with some of the coverage that they have with their sprinklers. And their sprinklers have probably never been messed with as long as they've been there. And with an established lawn, and you saw how it looked when I started, things happen. And I couldn't get this one sprinkler working. So, I had made some changes, temporary changes and things like that to sprinklers to get it to stop washing seed away. I had a whole area up in the front by where the little brick thing is with the light on top of it. That whole area just washed out because of the sprinklers that were there. And I spent the first 2 nights after I'd seeded it fixing that area, fixing those sprinklers and getting it so it wasn't washing away. But it basically just became a river of water running down in that area because of the hill and the way the water was washing the seed out. So it recovered really, really well. It looked kind of terrible for the first 7 to 10 days because I had to reseed it because it had just got washed away, just wiped out. So anyways, so this is the park renovation. Like I say, it turned out really, really well. I'm going to click on this. Let me see if I can get up to this is the end. Let's see if I can get to the pictures. Oh, pictures are after this. So right here, this brick thing. So this whole area right here got washed out. It got washed out like crazy. What was, I thought I paused. What the heck? Pause. Okay. So the sprinklers that were in here, they were hitting this brick thing here on both sides. There's one on the top side of it and there's one on the bottom side of it. And then there's also another sprinkler up there in between the trees, right in front of the second tree, off to the left there. And the water, the amount of water that was just pooling up and running down there was crazy. There was probably 6 or 7 different streams of water just running down and just ruining that whole area. I don't think I had a picture of it. But this was the hardest area to deal with, because so I took this sprinkler out down on the bottom here by the street. I replaced the one up at the top driveway corner over here by the walkway going up to the house. I replaced it with a different sprinkler head, and then I also replaced the sprinkler that was over here by on this side here, over here by that second tree. I replaced that. I put rainbirds in, impact sprinklers, because you know what? They don't do what those stream sprinklers do. They don't push the seeds around a lot. So that's why I did that. I replaced a couple up on the hill there where my van is. If you can see how it's up on the hill. I replaced a couple of sprinklers up there because I was kind of starting to have the same problem up there. So in this time lapse right here, you can't really see, but there's the brick up there. You can't really see what was happening up there. And in front of where the camera is, if you can see the bush down in the lower left, there's a sprinkler in there. And I didn't even know there was a sprinkler in there. I had to come back and I had to raise it to get so more water was coming in there. Once I raised it up, it started working a lot better. But see, that's where some of these light green spots are. That's what caused that lack of water, or not enough water coming in there. So here you can't see, but on the right is where that brick thing is. This is the corner up here. So I didn't really get a chance to show you. This is 4 weeks in. This is the first mow, and it's mowed at like 3 inches, setting number 3 on my mower. And then this is the month later mow, and it's, you know, completely filled in here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's a picture of that area. This is the front and side yard here. And, you know, maybe you can tell by the mowing lines how. And then here's another little spot. So there was a whole problem with sprinklers over here too. There's like 3 areas on the side yard to the backyard that weren't getting good water coverage. And I really had to figure that out and dial that in for them. Now they're starting to come back. They're finally getting good water coverage. They're finally getting enough water, and they're finally filling in. So that's the good news. Let's see here. Yeah, so, you know, here's a shot of the putting green right here. I wanted to talk about what's going on in the backyard. I'm going to move this camera out of the sun because I'm afraid it's going to start baking and shut off. And this is the one that has my mic on it. So I want to, it's actually not that hot. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put this camera on and I will, let's see, this one right here. Yeah, there we go. So because this one is on Wi-Fi, it may cut out. So I'm going to try to watch it here and see what happens. So this is just a couple of days. And if you saw my mow last week, I can actually put it on. You'll notice that it was a lot. Trying to make sure this is still kind of in. It was a lot more light green, and the green now is really starting to come in really well. Let me see if I can try that. I can't tell on this picture here. So anyways, this is what we're looking like right now. Even the putting green has a really nice, good color in it. And again, I know when I move around over here, the camera starts cutting out. This is that area where you really saw the footprints come in, you know, and everything's looking really good there now. So, oh, just kicked the drone, almost stepped on it. And all this down here, nice and green. So stick this right here for now. So this is just a couple weeks after composting. I believe I'm on the 3rd week. In the backyard, I have a lot better progress going on there because I had more seed I put down in there to take care of, because I had a lot of POA in the backyard that I pulled out, and I had a lot of spots that I was okay. I'll put this camera on. This is what I'm walking around with, so I don't know. I have no clue how everything's coming through over here. So this is the Bermuda. Oh man, now I forgot which camera it was. Yeah, luckily I labeled the cameras, so I can change them around. Okay, so I've been cutting the Bermuda here at about, I think we're at 8 millimeters now. So I talk about millimeters a lot, and because that's just how I measure. I talk about mowing in millimeters because that's how I measure. That's how I use my gauge. And I know when I go to the golf course and I talk to the guys, the superintendents there and stuff like that, they always talk about, you know, like 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.12 or whatever. And, you know, those are just the fractions. And so 8 millimeters is a little over 1/4 of an inch. 6 millimeters is a quarter of an inch. So right now we're at like 3/8 of an inch, probably less, maybe more like 5/16. Yeah, probably 5/16 of an inch right here. Let's see if I can get this to go down in here without falling. That's a terrible shot. I don't know, I guess soccer game's going on maybe or something. I hear a bunch of people yelling. It's also a bad time of the day because of, so this is my Bermuda project area. It's really doing good. I meant to take some plugs with I have like a pineapple core thing, you know, that you use for taking the core out of a pineapple. It's just round. I use that to take out plugs. And what I do is I take out plugs of grass, say from an area right here, and then I refill it with topsoil and sand. And I'll move that plug to an area like right up here where it's not growing in good. See, this area up here gets shaded out by the tree a lot. So this area doesn't get a lot of sun. It is filling in. Because if you saw my earlier progress, let's see, let me just put that on real quick. I hope that one's set up with the mic. I don't know if it is. So maybe you hear me, maybe you don't. but this is the Bermuda Progress right here. It's really filled in good. It looks really great. You know, I know you can't see very well because of the shadow and stuff, but I really like this Bermuda grass. It's really, really green, really nice looking. It's the second season for it. The first season it filled in really nice, and this season it's starting to fill in pretty good too. All right, enough of that. Like I said, I don't even know if you could hear me. I'm pretty sure I had the mic set up on it. Maybe I didn't. So yeah, 8 millimeters right here, and then this is the rest of my yard. 8 millimeters on this grass. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So maybe you can see that. That's all the new grass. That whole area is new grass growing in, because this is a big patch of poa I had here that I pulled out. So I got a lot of good sprouting in here. And then, you know, here, so I haven't watered it all today, so everything is really dry, and I need to get the water on. So back here, this is really tough for me to get this to grow back here. This is all shadow all day long. It's all in the shade, and it's not growing that great. Over here, it's growing a little bit better. Let's see if you can see. So it's just a couple weeks. This is a fine fescue growing back here. I don't know, I just threw it down here just to see how well it's gonna grow. I need to get my rotary mower out here because it's hard to reel mow this stuff when it's really long. So then I have other areas like this big patch right here that I'm trying to get to grow in. Not getting a lot of sprouting in there. Gets a lot of sun and it dries out. Look at how dry it is right now. But then, you know, other areas, you know, are growing in really nice. And I took out a lot of material when I did this. I mean, like, look at this right here. This is all area of my yard I've always had a problem getting the seed to grow. And then this right back here, this is the corner. This has actually got a lot of seed in it. I don't know how well you can see it. This has got a lot of sprouts going on in it. And a lot of sprouts. I know it's hard to see because it's so shady over here. There's actually a lot of sprouts going in here. This is looking kind of promising. But I also mow over this. Here, I'm going to move back to the front. Well, I hope that part of the video worked out for you. This is the table, this is the backyard, that's the front. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to talk about these sprinklers again. There we go. Because there was one thing I also didn't show that I meant to show, but I neglected to show on the impact sprinklers. So this is the impact right here. Oh, this camera's dead? Hold on. Let me refresh this camera. All right. There we go. Sometimes these things are a little touchy. So when I was talking about these are black, so it's really hard to see because it's kind of dark. I believe I raised up the. So I want to open this real quick, and I'm going to show you just really quickly. Oh God, it went out again. I'm gonna restart the camera. It says it's still connected, but yeah, it's definitely not. I've lost my connection. All right, let me see if I can. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, I can move this other camera. That's fine. There we go. All right, so this one won't fail me. So remember I told you that I used 2 screwdrivers to pry this open. And of course it's not going to work. Ugh. There we go. Because these things are really, oh shit. I think I meant shoot. All right, so this time I won't let it pop out. So once I get the screwdrivers to pry this top lid up, and this is a brand new sprinkler, I have my tool here that I use. And I have to leave enough room to get it down in there. So I have to tilt it back, get it around my fingers and around the stupid thing in the back. There we go. And I'll show you here once I get this clipped on there. Okay, it's clipped on. I'll pull it out. All right, this one I didn't take apart. I'm just taking this out because it's so much easier to work on with it out. Okay, so it comes out like that. There's the, can I get it so you can see in there? Maybe not, but yeah, so it's just a hollow canister, and this fits down in there right here. So you see the tool is holding it here on this nut. And then this is holding, there's a little collar here for this piece to hold into it. So this is holding it right there, the collar, so it's just holding it up. And then talked about, okay, so this one has a blue. This is gonna be a little easier to see, it looks like. So this is what I was talking about. You just flip this, oh, I gotta hold it. You just flip this and turn. Shoot. Flip and turn down. Sorry, there it goes. See how it turned down? And then this pops out. This is how you change the nozzles. Okay, pops right out. And you just put it back in, you put it down at the bottom. It's counterclockwise to, I could probably take out another one of these and make it even easier to see it. This blue one's a little hard. And then you clockwise, it snaps back into place, and it basically snaps right here. You got this, of course I got this tool right on the spot where, let's see if I can put this in the back here. There we go. So now I could probably hold it like this, make it a little easier. Let me see if I have a different color one, make it a little easier to see. whole bag of them here. I'll just rip this open. So you get this whole bag of nozzles, and on the sprinkler, talked about this last week, sorry if you saw this last week. It gives you the guide here of what the different colors at the different water pressures are gonna, how far they're gonna shoot. And it comes pre-installed with the black one. I put a blue one in this one. I believe I put a blue one in this one. I'm not even sure now. Maybe the blue one was pre-installed, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna grab the yellow one, because that's gonna make it really easy to see. So you've got to bring back your little flapper thing here. And then, let's see, if I get my thumb in here. So I'm gonna, with this thumb right here, I'm pushing up and rotating. And this one doesn't want to come out. Oh, it's because I'm holding it with my other finger. So much easier to do when you're not trying to show it on the camera here. Yeah, so I get my finger stuck in there. Oh my goodness. It's actually really simple. Anyways, I'm gonna pull this one out so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'll put the yellow one in there. So there you go, you see? So yellow flips up, clicks into place right here. Push this up and flip it down. See, look, that one came out much easier. That other one just must have been a little stiff or whatever. Goes down in there, all that kind of stuff. Now, the one thing that I didn't mention, I'm gonna mention right now. So push out counterclockwise, twist out, pull it out. Put it in with everything facing down, twist up, and it snaps back into place right here. And it just is snapping right back into position right here. And then on this side, it kind of has a little clip that holds it in. So one more time, push up, turn. So yeah, this one's working a lot easier. That one was just being stubborn. Okay, push up, turn, comes out. Put the new one in, turn it back up, clicks back into place. And it just clicks and locks right here. That's all it's doing. So that's how you're gonna get your different distances. If you don't want the blue distance, you need a shorter distance. You need a further distance. So this is what I found out. This is what I forgot to tell you. So on here it says, note, the yellow and beige nozzles, oh wait, no, hold on, where is it? Oh, seriously, this doesn't have the note on here? I wonder if this one's different. Anyways, I'm going to tell you what it says on the other one. So I forget which colors. It's like black, yellow, and blue, I think, or the red, blue, and black. Yeah, red, blue, and black are the shorter ones. When you have to put the longer ones in, like the yellow one I just put in and the beige one, when you put the yellow or the beige in, you have to take this, I don't know how well this is gonna focus, but there's a spring right here by my finger that's clipped in right here. Okay, so there's two positions. There's the position that it's in right now, and then there's the position right here. Okay, and it says to move this, I believe this is position B and this is position A. And it says for yellow and beige, you need to move this spring right here from here to there. And just with some needle nose. I didn't get my needle nose out, but I'll go ahead and grab some. All right, so I can't really see on the screen how well you can see this. So I'm trying to do this without, it's really hard to do it when you're not looking at it. Hold on, I think I got something better for this. Okay, so this should work a little better. Bring this out and hook it right here. No, of course it didn't go in there. There it goes. So maybe you can see that now. So this is position A. So position A for long distance, position B for short distance right here. And I thought this was gonna make it easier, but like I said, position A, position B. Pop this out, move this over, and it slides into that position B even easier. So it's down in here, and that's just one of the things you have to do if you put in the long nozzles, yellow or tan. Blue nozzles and yellow, red nozzles and black nozzle, it's already set at position B, and this is the little flapper thing, okay? So that's one of the things that I didn't show last week that I just wanted to kind of show this week. This spring right here, it's position A, position B. You just need to move it from here up to here. And that's how you do that. On top of that, that's how you take it out. This tool goes in there. You can remove the top right here, and this top piece will come off. But every time I've tried to do that, I've just done nothing but break the pins, the little plastic pins that are in there. So that doesn't, help much. Okay, so that's the impact sprinkler. And then when you're just gonna fix the, replace it back in the other one, you're just gonna use this, holding it like this, gonna put it back down in here and screw it in, and it's gonna go back in nice and easy. I love impact sprinklers because you don't have to run your sprinklers as long. And that's one of the things that I'm learning with doing all these sprinkler repairs at different people's houses and helping them with their sprinkler setups. The parks, oh, Jesus. The parks have 7 circuits, there we go. So that comes out, closes, and that's good to go. The parks have 7 circuits, 7 valves. They have to run their water for 30 minutes just to get 1/10 of an inch down. About a what is that? A quarter of an inch? About a quarter of an 0.1. 0.12 is 1/8. So 0.12 is 1/8. So just to get 1/8 of an inch down in a half an hour, they have to run 7 circuits. Just think how long they have to run them. Technically though, 2 of the circuits are planters and they run for only like 5 minutes. So of the 7, 5 run for 30 minutes. So that's a long time to run your sprinklers. It doesn't use any more water. It just takes longer to put out that amount of water. The amount of water they get in 30 minutes, I basically pump out in less than 5 with my impact sprinklers. That's why I like impact sprinklers. They cover long distance, they cover large area, and I have them on the corners of my yard. I only have one in the middle, and that's probably too redundant. So I'm gonna go over this real briefly. These are the pop-ups. You have this tool right here you get in a sprinkler repair kit. I got this, and I got a bunch of these all in a sprinkler repair kit, okay? And this basically is just gonna clamp on here. Oh, of course it didn't. There's a little notch out that's gonna hold this up so you can do repairs with the water off. Man, I still didn't get one with is this adjustable? Yeah, this is, let me do this one. This one's adjustable. So this tool is really helpful. I really like it. If you could see in the middle, see how it's got the little circle, the rounded edges? It just makes it so you can grab this and it holds it up. Okay, so this is adjustable. So it turns. Let's see here. Okay, so this is actually all the way closed. Okay, so when you open it, let me see here if I can. So when you open it, the opening gets wider. Okay, so you can see it stops right here. This is the edge. The left edge is always stationary. It's set. It doesn't move. It's only the right side that opens. So as you turn this and open this, it's just making the go like this, okay, until it's all the way open. And when it's all the way open, it's a full 360. This is a full 0 to 360, and it actually clicks when it gets to 360. And then you turn it back, and it will rotate back around, and it will shut off. Okay, 0. So I think you can actually turn these off using this. If you wanted to turn one of your sprinklers off. I actually like these. I've replaced a lot of sprinkler heads that were fixed, quarter, halves, and I've put a lot of adjustables on a lot of people's yards just because it's so much easier to adjust and get the exact coverage you want, because nobody's yard is.
So I like that. But then to change this, all you gotta do is twist this off. You can just buy these nozzles for like $8 or something. Get a new filter, you get the nozzle, and just twist off. Put the new one on, and boom, you just changed a quarter, half, whatever, 360 into an adjustable, and now you just turn this. Just remember the left side is fixed, so you can see. So maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, I don't know. It opens. Okay, it's just this side is fixed, it stays there. Okay, so that is the pop-ups spray heads. So these really suck because they're cool, but they're because they have the side connector, so you can take this off right here and you can actually put it down here. So this comes out. You can move this from the side to the bottom. The only bad thing about this is you have to dig a really deep hole for this to go down. Okay, which sucks. And you can attach these from the side. So depending upon what kind of sprinkler system you do, you have PVC or you have a PEX or whatever, the irrigation tube. You can buy a straight connector, you can buy an angled connector, so you can either go up and the bottom, but maybe you have to go down below some roots or something. Who knows? I have a couple of little yards that have those in them. Anyways, that's why I have this. And like I said, I like to buy the adjustables because it's really easy to just make it go exactly how you want it. So that's the pop-up. We talked about these. They're adjustable. I can't remember what this takes. This one takes a screwdriver. You also have this end here on this. That's kind of like a weird screwdriver. That clips down in there and it changes your pattern. 360 or 80, 180, 90, whatever. Just fits down there and does that. And I believe this hex one does this. Actually, and these pop ups here. I don't have anybody that has these. These are just some old sprinklers that I used to use, but they really don't like. So I don't like the way they're covered. So you see there's a nozzle. So these also come with a bunch of different nozzles. They go a bunch of different distances. So this the Nelson last week. These are a little bit different, but this has your adjustments right here. Okay. These are to adjust your pattern. Okay. And then same thing. Got the hex goes down in here and it adjusts your straight line. Take this apart. These Nelsons are like something you give the sprinkler supply place, like a landscaping company. For us, it's new. Same thing. Gotta be careful though, because you can go too far. You'll fall down. So you gotta be careful. I actually gotta go to the park and I need to get stuff this morning. I actually went away from these Nelsons over there. The Rainbird 5000 is almost the identical sprinkler to this Nelson. The only difference is it doesn't have the hex in it. The top comes off too, but everything you can access on the top. So these are 3/4 inch, that's why I had to get all the pipes to 3/4 inch. So if you don't have 3/4 inch, then you adapt it to a 3/4 and a half. That's what cover. Anyways, so we've done that, so right on top. This purple piece will pop off. This black piece comes out, but you don't need to take it out. But, use this, go in here, feel it drop in, and you can adjust it. Just like that, let's do that with this. Get a patch drop in. Same thing for this. There it is. Right, turn it, and adjust it. With my sprinklers. So I have to dig up sprinklers, see what's going on. I have to dig through that there. I really put, just thrown into it. Roof with the pipes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and end it out here. I touched on a lot of things, but I touched on everything that I wanted to show that yard renovation and talk about that. I wanted to show you my over nitrogen or over iron application and what it did. I think that's really helpful for a lot of people just to kind of understand the whole iron thing. And I don't know, I think I said nitrogen, but I meant iron. When you over apply iron, it's just going to turn your yard blacker or just a much darker green. If you water it in right away, it's probably not going to get as green if you waited a little time on it. So that's how you get nice dark green. There's no secret to it. Iron's a great thing, and it's going to bring up your lawn quickly. Yeah, I think that's pretty much covers it. There's the pictures again if you want to see them. Over application of iron. See my footsteps right there. This actually isn't so much from over applying, but it definitely helps you see the differences. Because what happened was I walked on it and it was red, it was blue on it, I did it basically washed off the iron so it didn't get to absorb properly. And by the end of the day, this is how it turned out. If you're going to apply iron in the morning and there's dew on the ground, either use your blower and blow it off, or use your dew whip. I have a dew whip, and I didn't use it. So, the other thing is just don't walk on it. Once you put it down, don't walk on it again. Don't walk backwards, and just don't walk over it. Because in my backyard I didn't have this problem, but I only sprayed it once, and I always spray walking backwards. So, anyways, that's what I got. Have a great rest of your day, and have a good work week, and I will see you on the next one. One can. Always one. Yeah, look at that. Tried to reset it 3 times.